the serene and otherworldly landscape of Beerus' planet, 3 Saiyan warriors were engrossed in their relentless training regimen. Goku, maintaining his normal black-haired form, exhibited an uncanny fluidity in his movements, embodying the essence of Ultra Instinct without the need for transformation. His actions were seamless, as his body operated on its own accord, free from conscious thought. Broly was wild and unrestrained, unleashing everything he had in a storm of brute strength and explosive fury. He lunged, roared, and swung with the force of a raging beast, his strikes violent, unpredictable, and endless. But no matter how hard he tried, none of it landed. Goku danced around him like water slipping between cracks, completely untouched. Nearby, tucked into a sunny corner of the lawn, Chi-Lai and Lemo worked together in a modest but well-equipped outdoor kitchen, an unexpected gift from Bulma, who had thoughtfully packed up a fully stocked setup and had Vegeta deliver it during one of his training visits. The ingredients for their current masterpiece, a hearty ox, vegetable, and wild rice stew, were also a courtesy of Bulma. Earth-grown, fresh, and curated specifically to keep Beerus happy, Whis content, and the Saiyans well-fed. The pot simmered merrily over the flame, sending a rich, savory scent into the air. The oracle fish bobbed anxiously in his tiny floating bowl, his eyes wide as he fretted. "Is it ready yet? My stomach is going to implode." Chi-Lai rolled her eyes and muttered, "We told you, patience. Unlike Whis, we can't speed up the stew with magic." Lemo grinned mischievously and leaned closer, wagging a finger. "Keep whining, and I swear I'll dump you right into the pot. I bet you're a tasty little guy." The fish let out a startled gurgle, eyes dartling nervously between them before falling silent, though a tiny bubble of nervous laughter escaped his bowl. Chi-Lai smirked and went back to stirring, while Lemo chuckled softly, shaking his head at their floating, finned companion. Vegeta pressed forward alongside Broly, each of them fiercely competing to strike Kakarot. Vegeta's attacks were sharp and precise, but Broly's wild, erratic fighting style made it difficult to find an opening. Despite his relentless efforts, Vegeta struggled to maintain his rhythm and, like Broly, tried in vain to land a hit on Goku. "Damn it, Kakarot!" Vegeta snarled, launching a vicious series of punches. "Stand still and fight me like a man." Goku effortlessly dodged, pivoting just out of range, a confident smile on his face. "Come on, Vegeta, you know that's not how this works." Off to the side, Whis watched with a quiet smile, hands folded behind his back. Goku now guided the others with a natural instinct, while Broly and Vegeta seemed content on pushing forward through sheer raw power. Whis wasn't sure where he fit in anymore. Broly was strong but unruly, and Goku and Vegeta had turned his teachings into something uniquely their own. They had grown beyond his instruction, leaving Whis to wonder what could possibly push them further. He couldn't spar with them seriously without risking disaster, and Beerus had fallen behind, far too preoccupied with napping to keep pace. He certainly wouldn't bother his father with such things. Before Vegeta could snap back at Goku, an oppressive ki suddenly swallowed the planet like a thundercloud. All 3 halted instantly. The air grew heavy, the vibrant sky dimmed, and the wind stopped, as if the world itself sensed what was coming. From the far horizon, a silhouette approached, cutting through the atmosphere with an aura of malevolent elegance. Frieza had arrived, his form sleek and dark, exuding a cold, refined power that sent an involuntary chill through even the most seasoned warriors. "Well, well, if it isn't my favorite monkeys," Frieza's voice dripped with mock affection, his lips curling into a sinister smile. "Training hard, I see. How quaint." Goku's eyes narrowed. "Frieza, what do you want?" Frieza chuckled, a sound devoid of warmth. "Straight to the point, as always. I've come to challenge Lord Beerus for his throne." Vegeta smirked in amusement. "You think you can take on Beerus? Don't make me laugh." "Oh, but I do," Frieza replied, his tone icy, "and I intend to prove it." Without warning, Frieza launched himself at Goku and Vegeta, his speed blinding. The Saiyans barely had time to react as Frieza's fist connected with Goku's abdomen, sending him crashing into a distant rock formation. Vegeta roared in fury, transforming into his Ultra Ego form, his aura flaring with a deep purple hue. He charged at Frieza, but the tyrant sidestepped effortlessly, delivering a bone-crushing kick to Vegeta's side. Goku recovered, wiping blood from his mouth. "He's faster than before." "No more holding back," Vegeta growled, his aura intensifying. The 2 Saiyans powered up, Goku tapping into his Ultra Instinct form, his movements becoming even more fluid and precise. They attacked in unison, their energies synchronized, but Frieza met their assault with a sinister grin, effortlessly parrying their blows. "Is this the best you can do?" Frieza taunted, his tail lashing out and striking Goku across the face. Vegeta seized the opening, landing a powerful punch to Frieza's midsection, but Frieza barely flinched, his cold laughter echoing across the battlefield. Impressive, but not enough, Frieza sneered, his aura darkening as he powered up further. Broly let out a thunderous roar, his body flaring with chaotic green and gold energy as he surged forward, driven by pure rage and instinct. He hit the ground like a comet and launched himself straight at Frieza, fist blazing, hurling towards him like a cosmic freight train. Frieza spun violently, his tail whipping around like a blade and catching Broly square across the jaw. He clutched his new scar as Frieza delivered a gut-wrenching blow to his midsection. Broly flew backward, heels tearing deep gouges in the ground as he barely managed to stay upright. Before Broly could fully recover, Frieza appeared directly in front of him, silent, sudden, and merciless. A crushing fist buried itself into Broly's gut, folding the Saiyan in half as his breath left him in a violent gasp. But Broly, fueled by more fury than reason, retaliated instantly. The blinding light of the attack radiated outward, reflecting wildly off the shattered terrain and scattering across the swirling nebula and distant moons orbiting Beerus's planet. Shadows twisted and danced across the celestial expanse as the beam roared on, turning the very heavens into a kaleidoscope of destruction. Yet Frieza didn't move. As the blast engulfed Frieza, he stood his ground, laughing maniacally, the sound echoing with cruel delight. Without hesitation, his tail coiled upward, slicing through the searing energy like a serpent cutting through mist. In a blur of terrifying speed and precision, it snapped around Broly's neck. "Is that really all your tantrum has to offer?" Frieza sneered, tightening his grip. Broly thrashed violently, choking as Frieza raised a finger and calmly fired several precise death beams into his limbs and torso, each one disabling more of Broly's movement. With a casual grunt, Frieza released him and followed up with a savage kick to the back, sending the berserker crashing across the battlefield in a limp heap, unconscious before he even hit the ground. Awoken by the noise, Beerus appeared, his expression one of annoyance. "What's all this racket? You're interrupting my catnap." As Frieza turned to face Beerus, his eyes gleamed with malice. "Ah, Lord Beerus, I've come to claim your title." Beerus raised an eyebrow. "You, a god of destruction? The notion is amusing, but you, defeating me, that's beyond absurd." "Oh, I disagree," Frieza replied, his aura flaring. The two clashed, their energies colliding with the force that shook the cosmos. Goku and Vegeta watched in awe and horror as Frieza matched Beerus blow for blow. Just as they prepared to charge in and help, a calm voice stopped them. "Don't interfere." We stood between them in the battle, his expression unusually serious. "This is now a formal challenge for the throne of the God of Destruction. To interrupt would be a violation." Vegeta's eyes narrowed. "Do you think Frieza actually stands a chance?" Whis tilted his head thoughtfully. Frieza has grown significantly since his resurrection, and Beerus, well, he hasn't exactly been diligent in his training. He paused, then smiled faintly. "The outcome is uncertain." The battle raged on, but it became clear that Frieza was holding back, savoring the fight. With a sudden, vicious strike, Frieza pierced Beerus's chest, his hand emerging from the other side. Beerus gasped, blood trickling from his mouth. "You bastard!" Frieza leaned in close, his voice a cold whisper. "The throne is mine." With a final, brutal twist, Frieza ended Beerus's life, letting the god's lifeless body fall to the ground. Goku and Vegeta stood frozen, unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. As Beerus's lifeless form collapsed, a profound silence enveloped the realm. The once vibrant skies dimmed, and the air grew heavy with the weight of the fallen deity's passing. Goku and Vegeta stood frozen, their minds struggling to process the gravity of the situation. Whis, maintaining his composed demeanor, stepped forward, his staff lightly tapping the ground. "Lord Beerus has fallen," he stated, his voice calm yet carrying an undertone of urgency. "Frieza, as the one who defeated him, you are now the de facto candidate for the position of God of Destruction." Frieza's eyes gleamed with ambition, his lips curling into a sinister smile. "I accept this honor," he declared, his tone dripping with satisfaction. "It's about time the universe had a ruler worthy of its grandeur." At that precise moment, Beerus's body began to emit a soft, violet glow. His form disintegrated into a cloud of energy, which swirled briefly, before converging towards Frieza. The tyrant absorbed the energy, his aura flaring once again as he assimilated the godly power. A dark, potent ki radiated from him, causing the very ground beneath to tremble. Vegeta clenched his fist, his eyes narrowing. "Frieza, you can't seriously think—" Before Vegeta could finish his statement, Shin appeared, using his Kai technique to teleport them to the relative safety of the Supreme Kai planet. Frieza's laughter echoed across the battlefield as he watched his foes vanish, choosing not to pursue them. Instead, he turned his attention to Whis, intent on embracing and mastering his new role as a god of destruction. With Beerus fallen, and the mantle of destruction now in the terrifying clutches of Lord Frieza, the universe has never teetered closer to utter chaos. Goku and Vegeta are outmatched, and the cosmos lies vulnerable. Broly and the others left behind, helpless at Frieza's whim. But this is only the beginning. What dark ambitions lie ahead for the new god of destruction? Can our heroes once again rise to face this tyrant who now wields divine power of his own? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Kuro.